this is heavy.
Now that video, the song hadn't blown up when we shot that, but it just steadily getting bigger and bigger. And then YouTube is like, hey, you know what? Recommended. And then boom, that was it. So it got on recommended.
Just the algorithm.
Start getting 100,000 views every 2 days. Like.
So this is before the record deal or what?
This is before the record deal.
Okay.
So it started gaining traction, and then A&R started hitting up Day Day for a record label to meet him and stuff like that. And but we shoot a video, Dope Boy Dreams, then we shoot Remember the Times, and then we shoot B4L. And by the time we got to B4L, Day Day and me had we started trusting each other, and he was like, well, man, you're really like helping me out and stuff like that. And I have some A&Rs and stuff that have been hitting me up, and distributors and stuff like that. And I was wondering if you could talk to him and stuff and kind of manage me, because his mom didn't want to manage him at the time or anything like that. So he asked me, because I guess I was the only person that was
putting forth the effort to help him do stuff.
Yeah. So I said yes, I did that, and in turn, with that being said, I managed King at the same time too. I started managing King too, because King was blowing up too. Record labels were asking about both of them. So I did a couple trips with Day Day, did a couple of them with him together. We met a bunch of record labels.
How many labels did you guys meet? I mean, these labels are flying you out to L.A., flying you out to New York. I mean, you guys were all over the place. We met with 11 record labels. Talked to about 15, but met with 11. Had you ever done anything like this before?
No, not at all. So it was pretty new for me, but at the same time, I'm a talker, which you know personally, so I can literally talk to anyone about anything.
Still, I would have been kind
of. But Tim also knows a lot about hip hop in general, just coming up with it. Where
they're 18, by the way. King and Day are 18 years old at this time.
We had conversations where Tim would be in a meeting with the higher ups at a label, and the labels are talking about all these producers to King and Day, trying to win them over and be flashy, and King and Day have no clue who these producers are. And Tim's like, oh, yeah, I know this person.
Yeah. And he did this song with blah, blah, blah. And it's oh, that's a good song, blah, blah, blah. And it's funny, especially when you start getting into, their Instagrams and, you check, DMs from people, and, you already see what people just naturally look over. King, before even us blowing up, King had you don't know anything about hip hop, so it's kind of super hard to tell you. But there's an artist named Lil Tecca.
He's huge right now.
Huge artist, and he was even bigger when King got a DM from. There's a guy named Taz Taylor, who's a producer for this group called Internet Money. Huge company.
Stupid big.
And he messaged King. He's like, "Hey man, let's work," which King didn't even message him back.
King had no idea who he was.
Yeah, verified check, everything. And I was like, man, King, that you could have blown before Day Day, most likely. If you got a record, with Taz Taylor, that would have been huge. And Taz Taylor would probably try to sign him to Internet Money and stuff like that. But that just say it's just when you're not into the world of hip hop, you're in it as a rapper and you're living in the street life and you're doing all that, versus knowledge of what the industry is doing. I'm super knowledgeable of the industry, billboards, numbers, people, whereas but I'm not super knowledgeable what's happening in the streets, or what people's whatever new artist is emerging or underground artists. I'm not always super up to it until they already start getting some traction.
Well, sure. I mean, it's the vast sea that is the internet. I mean, it's hard to keep up with every new emerging artist, I would think.
Oh yeah, for sure. But now the craziest thing is, and I guess me being already a hip hop artist from Birmingham, is that Birmingham right now is the biggest hip hop scene, I would say, coming up in the South.